Good morning from Growing Monarch Homestead. Hope y'all had a good weekend. Ours was half busy and half somewhat relaxing. So this morning I went out to do my chores. Well, last night is actually when we really noticed that one of our hens was limping. Actually, yeah, it was Sunday morning that we noticed it. But we did make kind of a radical move with the tractor when we strung the nets because of the hard ground up there. So we think that's probably what happened. She got a leg caught when we were going underneath a perch or something. So I decided to let her stay with them yesterday and overnight and see how she was. Last night Carrie said that she laid her egg on the ground and that she was on a low perch, so I knew she still wasn't feeling great. So I have expanded the baby chick brooder in anticipation of introducing them to the flock. And since this mama hen is lame anyway and needs some time to recoup, she was looking a little better this morning, but since I'd already made this plan and I thought this would be a good way, I kind of did some research online. I know a lot of people take their chicks and put them in at night when they're a little bit bigger, but they're still kind of small. Hey now. But this way they'll see her, she'll see them, and she may form a bond. They're big enough that they're not going to be able to fit through this pet crate, but here she is. She's just kind of relaxing. I gave her some food, some grit. I gave her a slice of an apple, and I'm going to give her some water in a heavy bottom bowl. Joy does not always come in the morning. This morning I found a baby chick that was in the corner by itself, it looked like, but obviously they may have been on top of it. It was one of the bigger ones, so I'm not real clear on what happened. You just never know sometimes. So I've removed that chick, and now we have 6 baby chicks. And that's including the little runt. The little one is still in here, I think. Maybe not. That may have been the little one. Hard to tell when I get trampled. So I think that might have been the littlest one. So they're playing King of the Mountain right now on the hot plate. I think I'm also going to, we're having some cooler nights and days this week. So I think I'm going to be turning off these fans in here and observing the temperatures. So make sure that you don't have things a little too cool in here. I mean, the hot plate was on last night. It is raised up because some of the bigger ones are getting kind of tight. Yeah, what's that? This is Mama. You say hi, Mama. Pretty cool. All right, I'm gonna give her some water here. My pet crate got bent by one of the dogs, I think. So I am going to try to turn the other side that way. Just have to get over. Everybody's gonna get all flustered, because that's what they do. They freak out when I get in here. It's not easy for me anyway. Tight fit. It's okay, Mama. It's okay. It's okay. I'm just gonna get you some water. Hey, everybody, how's it going? There you go, Mama. There's some water for you. I thought this would be easier. There we go. There we go. Now you get everything you need within just a few limps away. right, everybody settle back down again. Settle down. Why are we standing in the water? Visiting the playpen a lot today to make sure everybody's good, which is all right. Better than blood, sweat, and tears. So I'm going to dispose of this little, I'm going to take this plastic lid out of here because I see there's a little space there. And if they get caught in a freak, and I would much rather not have that. I'll fit across there. Not very well. Alright, let me get this water jug so you guys can get settled down. Alrighty. So I am going to have to check the temperatures too, because these plants is going to harden them off this week and get them in the ground. But I'm just afraid these cooler morning temperatures might be a bit much for them for hardening off. Obviously, I wouldn't be putting them outside overnight yet. This is just this cold snap, so I don't want to lose them all. I had to reseed most of them. Hey now! Hey now! Ruckus, ruckus! It's so full of ruckus. I think some of the peppers are being a little slow to start, but hopefully I'll get a few. I don't eat a lot of them. It's nice though to have them. I haven't been able to get a hold of these baby chicks to make sure they don't have pasty butt. That one did not, the one that passed. I have cut their feed ration back a bit because it's just looking like little plump butts. Little plump butts. So I'm trying to get a little closer. And they do have grit, this finer grit for baby chicks, so. Are you serious? Are you kidding me or what? It's not big enough to be king of the hill over there. You gotta be king of the hill over here too. Yikes. Are you seeing this behavior, Mama? What is up? At least you've got some company. Yeah. You got some company. You can rest. But still have a little bit of company without them bothering you. They got everything they really need right now, so they don't need you to be over there for them. I'm gonna turn this fan off over here because I think it's kind of chilly. 78. It's crazy the weather here. Still getting used to it. Hasn't been here yet. Only been a few months. Well, let me say this. At this particular location, it hasn't been here yet. And we are higher, I think, than we were over there. Hey, kitty, kitty. There's Smokey. You've had your breakfast, haven't you? No? Yes, you have. Yes, you have. I saw you eat it. You like your stump, don't you? Yeah. Yeah. Meow. 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 Hey, Smokey, Smokey, Smokey. How you doing? How you doing? You want some love? See, not really. Not really. I'm not really a lovey cat. You want the rest of that food? I picked it up so the doggies could come out and they would eat it. Is that what you're yelling at me about? Say, hey, I knew there was more food in that pan. There you go. I'll see you later. I haven't had breakfast. Time to go in. Hey everybody, so it's the afternoon and I did decide to go ahead and bring out the tomato plants to harden off. I did leave the peppers inside. As far as I know, I did anyway. Some of my markings, since I had to shift some things around after I replanted, might be a little off, but you know what's life without surprises, right? So those are going to be going out once we get the rest of the fence up and I can get some bird netting. I'll show you what I did start back there to help. And I've been every once in a while checking on these little ones and the mama. And I came in a little bit ago and look who's hanging out with mama. They all want to be next to mama. They think that that's their mama now. Is that your mama? You think that's your mommy? Yeah, she's pretty sweet. But she needs to get her rest right now so she can get better. Okay, so let her get better and you eat your food and drink and she'll eat her food and drink. And you can get warm under the hot plate. Right, Mama? Right, Mama? I think this might just work out very well. So, we'll go around back and check out what I did in the garden. Actually, also wanted to share something. I got a phone call from Washington, I think it was. Washington or Ohio or Iowa. Wherever Premier One is out of. And this nice lady, they had sent me a review about the sheep net that we had bought. And I said, do the review. So there was only one thing that we found strange when we opened up the box and went to put it up originally. Some of the netting, like the weave part of it, like the top and the bottom were on one side of the post, but the rest of them was on the other side. So when you went to set it up, it was like there was like this gap between the post and the netting. So I don't know if my husband somehow did something to it. He said he was going to try to fix it, but part of it is still, as I described it in the email, wonky. So she called me because she wanted to know what wonky meant. So I went out and I did take some pictures of the one spot. There was only one spot, I guess, where that was. And I went back out and looked at it. But we have moved it back and forth a couple of times. We have used it to make sure it was working. And the chickens seems to make them happy. And until they get in some more poultry netting at Premier One, I'm using it. So back to the garden. So there was a gap down here under the gate, so I just put these here for now. I will probably move those to the inside because it makes more sense since the gate comes out this way. I'm not going to go in because I sunk in there because there's some spots that sink. It was way down there that I sunk, but anyway, so I came over to the wooden fence here, and I don't know if you can see that there's some bird netting here. I had bird netting, so I went ahead and I stapled that to the inside from top and overlapped to the bottom, and I shoved it underneath and I stapled it down along the bottom. So hopefully that will deter the little bunny footprints I found this morning. So I did that also over here where we have this one. And I went, let me come around this way so you can see over here a little better. So over here where there's, I can't see, over here by where the deck is, that was all open on both sides. So they could come on underneath there, and also the dogs have been trying to come under there and then they would try to run through. So I put some fencing there, some pieces, some scraps that we had, and I just used that plumber's strip tape and some screws and did two intermittently on posts around the corner, and then I bent it under so that it would be, you know, definitely a deterrent for anybody digging to try to get back in. I used my I had this collapsed again, the netting over these cabbage starts, which don't seem to be doing very well across my fingers, but I'm sure that's the only thing that was really worthwhile for a rabbit to come in there and try to get, which I didn't see any eating, so I don't think they got through, but it did collapse again. So I'm doing what I can until I can get some actual clips that work on those row covers, because soon I'm going to have to cover the kale and the lettuce once that starts coming up more. And we're going to stick with these PVC. I had bought some other ones on Amazon, which I think they're insisting on sending me more. I'm hoping they're not, but I think that's what they're doing. I'm waiting for them to pick up the ones that I boxed up. So the tomatoes and the peppers are going to go along here on these 2 rows here. And I did this bird netting as far down as we have the pallet fencing up, but we will be probably working on getting these pallet fences up tonight if it does not rain, like pouring down rain. And the volunteer opportunity is still open for this upcoming weekend to get the rest of this sorry, can't think, the fencing where the sheep are going to be when they come. They were able to get, I don't remember how many feet he said he got. They got done, but we have 2 more rolls that are 360 to go up and a gate to go in. Actually, a couple of gates to go in. And so anybody who is able to come out this Saturday again early, coming up, we would appreciate your help. It's a good time. I will come up with something for dinner, maybe a little bit easier than the pickled chicken, because I had a little problem with my smoker, but it turned out really good. So everything's all good with that. So it'll probably be your typical grill out with hamburgers and hot dogs, stuff, that kind of thing. But if you can, please instant message me and let me know, or comment down below if you're a local. We would sure love to meet you. And if we don't know you, and if we do know you, then thank you. If you have the time to come and help, we appreciate it. It's not going to be as taxing because we don't have the T-post pounding operation going. It will just be holding and stretching fence and putting on the clips and moving right along. So that's what we're doing this weekend. So yeah, that pretty much catches you up on what I've been doing today. Tonight, I don't even know what I'm making for dinner, so it's getting to that point where our freezer's getting low on the variety. Actually, I only have about 3 chickens left, so we're going to go through a dry spell without chicken. But we do have several turkeys, and Carrie, I think, wants to smoke one. So you never know. We may end up having smoked chicken or smoked turkey this weekend. But yeah, that's pretty much it. We have placed an order with several different companies to get the supplies to build the sheepshaw and to build a mini chickshaw, which the egg layers will all go in, which will be easier for me to move. And then when the turkeys get here, because they're the next ones to arrive, when they are ready to go into a tractor, they'll go back into the stovage as we talked about. We'll give it a once over, I'll clean it really good and make sure that there's nothing that needs to be repaired so they don't have a breach. Hopefully Premier One will get another poultry net for me so I can order that, so that the turkeys will have a little bit of room to roam around without taking over the whole thing. We'll be breaking into this tractor here. This is the one that we use for the Cornish cross, the meat birds. It's needing some attention, so we're gonna be looking at that, getting that up to par. And I think that what we have decided to do as far as the dogs, our current dogs, our house dogs, we are going to run a fence from the side of the house over to the sheep fence, not the electric, but the actual perimeter fence that we've put on that side of the property. We're gonna run it to there, share that fence all along and back up to right before you get to the garden. And then we're going to run fencing across the back here like this. And then we're gonna come back down and we're gonna attach it to right here. That way they're not doing things over here where Carrie will be doing all of his instruction and that kind of thing. We can control sea monsters in this tractor, running them within and behind paddocks where the sheep are, and that will keep also help with parasites, keeping the parasites down, parasite load. So, and they'll fertilize, and we can throw rice seed down, grass seed down, after, you know, the 90 days is up, and that way that won't burn. And then we can, you know, start getting our pasture will be better as we go along. But we're going to be running outside of the dogs area, so beyond this garden here, we will be running our poultry nets across here. There's some hard spots right in here, so we may have to skip these parts here, and moving them around and 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 through here and up and up and up and up and up and around all through this area here. But on the other side of where the dogs are, that way, they're on grass. The dogs aren't. They're around, so their scent will be around, to hopefully help with the predators. We at this time do not have a guardian livestock dog, so we're counting on being able to have that double fence perimeter, possibly doing a double wire system for Mir One, and then if we need to, we'll top this pasture fence with also another wire for jumping, and we'll use that also to, if we do get some pigs before the end of this year, to be able to grow out, we can run off of those same posts like I talked about the other day. So that catches you up. Again, we're so glad that you're following us and that you're sticking with us through the process of getting our new home set up and running. And we appreciate any time you can make a comment, you like our videos, you share them, and please, if it's interesting you, subscribe. It helps us out greatly, and we really appreciate it. So that's probably going to be a wrap for today. I don't think there's any major projects tonight because we are expecting rain again. So y'all have a lovely day, and thanks again for joining us.